to the Naz Against Normality podcast. Thanks for listening wherever you're listening from, like one of our listeners, Chrissy and her 1-month-old baby, Jasmine. Don't let Jasmine listen to this podcast, but we hope you're enjoying your walk.
Hello, Chrissy and Jazz.
I can't believe it, guys. I've won the award for never mixing my words. It's me, Stacey Vs. I'm not really here, actually. My place is being held by a seat filler. We're also here with the guy who's won the award for the angriest rant, which is Harry Bowles.
Play him off. Play him off.
He's actually just run up on stage and slapped me as I've read this out. And the award for not answering his phone goes to Ben Sheridan. We reached out to him, but he didn't respond, so let's move on. So this week we're doing a bit of an Oscars special, so we'll be reviewing The Brutalist towards the end of the podcast. But first, we have gone through the Oscar nominees. Harry, what do you got?
What have I got? Right, so this is the 95th Oscars, is it?
Damn right.
Yeah, why not?
Close enough.
Close enough. That's so many Oscars.
We're going all the way back to the first.
Yep, and we're going to go through them all.
We're going to go through our favourite Oscars moment from the very first one all the way.
So this is going to be much more like the gaming awards, where me and Ben went toe to toe and we gave our predictions in. And then after the awards were announced, we would then show our workings and see how we come out, see how many we got right.
Yeah.
And the loser had to do a forfeit. And we thought that'd be funny to do something similar. But I thought poor Ben had to do a bit of a terrible forfeit last time. So I thought, let Stacey and Ben have the game, so that if Stacey does win, he probably won't have to shit out fiery hot chili crisp.
So if I lose, I have to do 2.
Okay, I know what you guys have picked, so there'll be no cheating from you guys. If you do, I'll call you up on it and I'll kick you out. I don't care if you live here.
You'll go full Will Smith on me.
I will. I'll slap the shit out of you.
Are we announcing the forfeits? I think we should.
We are going to announce the forfeit.
We're just about to do it, Ben.
Yep.
All right, fair enough.
So
carry on.
To make the anticipation spicy hot, I'd like you both to reveal your forfeits. So go on then, Ben. What if you win?
If I win,
I'm actually sweating before you've even said it.
I hate to break this to you, but you always sweat this much.
yeah,
Okay,
that's true. It's a
great.
very,
I've
very
got this
sweaty person.
I tried to hug you and you just pop out like a bar of soap. Anyway,
You're like a bit of marble you pour water onto and you put your face against it.
more about that.
More about that later.
I'm so
Stacey, if I win, I will be asking you to play the teaser that was released. There was a Silent Hill teaser that was released. It's not PT. I'm not that cruel.
Okay.
Because I don't want to see that again.
Okay.
There is a short free game on PlayStation Store that's called Silent Hill: The Short Message, and I would like you to play through that 30-minute game.
Okay. I'm gonna need.
Darkness.
I'm gonna need some sort of receptacle to shit my pants.
Oh,
Okay. That'll be interesting.
yeah, it will be very interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Ben, if you lose for your forfeit, I have devised a text message, if you will, that will be sent to all the contacts in your phone.
No.
Send to all.
All of them.
Well. So
I am a freelancer.
We'll allow you like 5 vetoes.
5? Oh no.
Do you want to hear what the message is?
Go on.
It says, "Hey, I'm just after a little bit of advice. Some people I know in the industry have actually offered me a main part. It's in their new movie, Knobs for R2. This could really be my big break. Do you think I should take it?" I can't wait for your mum's response.
I can just imagine it now, being like, "Oh boy, Ben never messages me." What's he going to say?
Oh no, there's people on there that are like bosses from like 4 years ago that have never heard from me since, and it's just like,
Is Bella on your list?
I don't
That'd
know.
be good.
And also, you never message anyone back, so it's just going to live with them. Well,
Okay.
let's do this.
Let's do this.
One of them's my recruiter.
Ben's frantically deleting all of his contacts.
Oh
Right, so to make it interesting, we're going to go through the winners backwards.
Okay.
So it's, without sounding horrible, the least interesting. Two most interesting.
Wow,
no.
okay.
Okay.
So we've got the best documentary short. So we have
fair
got Instruments of a Beating Heart, Incident, I Am Ready, Warden, Death by Numbers, or The Only Girl in the Orchestra. So, Stacey, what did you pick?
I only had one option here because I got to back my girls, so I went The Only Girl in the Orchestra.
Okay.
She plays a triangle, I assume.
Great use of
Whilst men tap her.
Nice.
Oh,
On
Christ.
3 points. I've also seen this film, but not this one.
Not this one. Similar film.
Yeah. I also went for The Only Girl in the Orchestra.
Okay. So the winner was The Only Girl in the Orchestra.
Was it?
Yes, in!
No way.
So it's 1-1. Next up, Best Animated Short. The nominees are Yuck, Wonder to Wonder, Magic Candies, Beautiful Men, or In the Shadow of the Cypress. Who have you picked?
So, I guess to balance out my previous choice, I thought, well, I best do something for the men, so I've gone Beautiful Men.
Okay.
And because I've also seen this film, but not this one, I also went Beautiful Men.
Oh my God.
Have you both gone Beautiful Men?
Did go Beautiful Men.
You
It's
both
there.
suck because you got no points.
Who, what one?
It was In the Shadow of the Cypress.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah. So I guess we should be obligated to watch that if it's a short.
Is Matt Berry in that?
I hope so. In the Shadow, Cypress.
Oscar, I've been double crossed by the devil.
Okay, so still sitting at 1-1.
Okay.
So then we've got the best live action short. We've got I'm Not a Robot, Anuja, The Last Ranger, A Lion, whatever you say.
No, lay in.
It's Alien, but with a gap.
Right.
The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent.
Nice.
So who did you go for, Ben?
I went for I'm Not a Robot. Only because I imagine it's just you doing the capture on those websites.
And what did you go for? You said you didn't go for I'm Not a Robot.
No, just like my co-host here, I've gone for The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent.
Oh, shots fired.
Shots fucking fired.
Not that good, though, because you didn't win and Ben did get the point.
No!
Yeah. Okay.
That serves me right for all my sass.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Yeah, you do.
Fair enough.
Next up, we've got Best Visual Effects. So we've got Dune Part 2, Alien Rhombus, Better Man, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicked.
I went for Better Man.
Monkey Man?
Yeah, that one.
And you went for?
I've gone with Dune because I felt like it's a big fancy film. It's got a lot of sand, and that's very visually impressive.
They shot in the desert though. It's not all.
No, it's all
general-
CGI.
it's all snow.
Well,
What
lucky
one?
for you, Dune did win it.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
All the shots in Dune are very sweepy, landscapey, and I thought people are going
It's
to.
very difficult. You can't sweep off that amount of sand.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Nobody's got a comb that big.
Exactly. What sort of bucket are you going to get for that? It's a huge bucket.
As a very slippery individual, the sand is my worst enemy.
You've become the wet wipe.
Yeah. You've become all that you hate.
I am the werewolf.
I am the walrus. Anyway, so next up we've got Best Cinematography. We have got Nosferatu, or its lesser known name, Nobsferatu, Maria, Emilia Perez, Dune Part 2, or The Brutalist. What have you gone for, Stacey?
So I backed a horse in some of these options, which I thought was going to just be the standout film. So I have gone for The Brutalist.
You've gone for The Brutalist, and you have gone for...
The Brutalist.
Not Nosferatu.
I didn't go Nosferatu, no.
Oh, well, it's a good job, really, because you've both got a point. Well done.
Really?
Yeah. So, moving on to Best Film Editing. We have got Wicked, Emilia Perez, Conclave, The Brutalist, or Anora. Two of these films we have reviewed. Because we're highbrow.
We are very highbrow here. Wait till you hear the Brutalist review.
Benji, I'm going to go with you for this one.
It was a real toss-up, but eventually I settled on Anora.
And you went for...
As I said, I backed a horse, so I've gone for The Brutalist.
Time to take old horsey out back. Because it was Anora.
Oh, was it?
Ben takes the lead. Next up, we've got Best Sound. We've got Dune Part 2. Part 2. I'm going to do it every time. A Complete Unknown, Emilia Perez, Wicked, The Wild Robot. Also reviewed two of these films. I'm going to go Stacey this time.
Okay.
What you picked?
I've gone for Dune.
Like a good Dune. Yeah.
Because
Because of your Scottish heritage. Benji, what did you go for best sound?
Same, Dune Part 2.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you said it wrong, but it's fine. I'll let it go.
Sorry, I did.
Ben is on 5. He's the first to hit 5 because that was the correct answer.
Okay. So it's pretty close so far.
It's pretty close.
I got it right too.
You did, but you're a point behind.
That's how points work.
I just want recognition,
Look,
okay?
I'm doing points right.
Okay.
And I'll applaud you when you hit 5 as well.
Yeah.
I just want
So calm
equal
down, princess.
points for equal answers.
Next up, we've got Best Production Design. Conclave, we've got Knobs for R2, we've got Dune Part 2, The Brutalist, and Wicked. Now, I can only imagine your answer because you've backed a horse, so I'll go with Ben first.
It was production design.
Production design.
Went for Wicked.
He's gone Wicked.
I went Wicked
Any particular reason?
only because I remember I had friends that worked on it and they would just often show you pictures and all that, and it is almost everything in it was a built set.
And you?
I have backed a particular horse for anything that's basically very pretty and design and everything like that. So I also went Wicked because it's this huge production value
Yeah, massive thing.
Okay. Well, lucky for you, you're both correct again. You're both quite good at this.
Yay!
So,
We know.
not to leave you out, you're on 5 points.
Well done!
Next up, we've got Best Makeup and Hairstyling. I like the fact they pair them together. Mm-hmm. So, we have got The Substance, we've got A Different Man, we've got Amelia Perez, Knobs for R2, and Wicked.
So as I say, anything that's based on how it looks, I've gone with Wicked. So that's my choice.
So
You've both gone Wicked.
Do you
know, I can understand the thought process because surely if Best Production Design goes hand in hand with Best Makeup. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, why did you pick it?
She's fucking green in it. Like it's
CGI, mate.
Yeah, fair enough, mate.
It's AI.
It's all AI. It's like,
All the animal effects as well.
yeah, there's just so much. Again, same thing. There is nothing in that could be like you couldn't just go in and put someone's hair up to make the look of that film. Yeah, it all had to be wigs and the hair extensions, and also like I know it sounds like I've just said it, but like her to make her like green and that shade of green consistently is actually quite fucking difficult to do.
You'll both be disappointed.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because The Substance won it.
I can understand why The Substance won it, but then
I haven't seen it, but I've seen short clips, and it does look really well done.
Yeah.
So fair play, Substance.
There's a bit of controversy with that.
Little clap for you.
A little clap for The Substance.
A similar theme, Best Costume Design. We've got Gladiator 2, Conclave, A Complete Unknown, Knobs for R2, and Wicked. So I know yours because you've got a horse.
Correct.
Mine was going to be Nosferatu, but
Is that because you'd like to die on that hill?
I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
If nothing to spite Stacey. I'll do a lot just to spite Stacey and die on that hill. I went with Wicked.
You stuck with Wicked. And you stuck with Wicked.
Yes.
Okay, much for the same reasons you're saying. It takes a lot of effort. Yep. And you'd both be right.
Paul Tazewell also made history, the costume designer. He's the first black costume designer to ever win it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Well done, lad.
Well done, Paul.
Well done, lad. Well done, Paul.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going back to documentaries, apparently. Best documentary feature. So, I don't think we've seen any of these. Sugarcane, soundtrack to a Coupe Diet. Is that how you say it? Porcelain War, Black Box Diaries, and No Other Land.
I imagine the Porcelain War is just a lot of pottery.
Yeah, I hope it's just lads going at each other with toilet seats. just smashing each other
Another night
in.
in Barnsley.
Has anyone watched any of these?
No.
No? Okay, so what did you go for, Benji?
I went for No Other Land.
No Other Land, and you went for?
Same, but it was a complete random choice because...
I had a quick look at the synopses and I was like, based on that and what people like, I'll go No Other Land.
Okay, well, luckily for you, again.
Oh, God, yes.
Both doing quite well here.
Oh, thank God.
You're still one ahead.
Okay.
Still one ahead.
Not much in it.
Can all change.
Okay,
We want that text.
I don't want this text.
getting into what I'd call a bit of the juicier ones now, ones I'm a bit more interested in.
Juicy.
And that's all that matters.
Moist.
Best original score. It is moist. So, best original score, we have got The Brutalist, we've got Conclave, we've got Amelia Perez, we've got Wicked, or The Wild Robot.
I can't tell you why I picked this one, except that I thought it would win at least one because it did well at the BAFTAs, so I've gone with Conclave.
For someone who backed one horse, you have not backed it very well.
You've got the horse to glue factory. You've put a Pope's hat on it now, and you started to lead it in again.
Yeah, but I wanted to, give everyone a chance. It's not about winning. It's
said the loser. Okay, so you went Conclave?
Yes.
So, yeah, and you went with Benji.
Wicked.
Oh, well, you've got off lightly there because you're both incorrect. It was the Brutalist.
No
Really?
way! Why did I back my horse?
Next up, we've got Best Original Song. Okay, so we've got The Journey, The 6888. We've got Like a Bird, Sing Sing. Mi Camino, Amelia Perez. Never Too Late, Elton John, Never Too Late. And then we've got El Mal, Amelia Perez. So Amelia Perez is in there twice. That's just greedy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the smart money would be to bet on Amelia Perez.
And you'd be right. My smart money was on that.
But which one?
El Mal.
Oh, same. But yeah, for the same reason.
Okay, so I would just like to take a little moment to update you. Benji, you are on 9 points.
Great.
Stacey, you are on 8 points.
Should
Is
have
that
been
like
9.
Raven from CBBC?
Yeah. On my marks.
Gladiator.
So this is Best Adapted Screenplay. Okay. We've got Sing Sing, Clint Bentley and Greg Quida. We've got Nickel Boys, or as I like to call them, Nickel Boys. Ramel Ross and Jocelyn Barnes. Amelia Perez, again. We've got Jacques Alderd. A Complete Unknown, Jay Cox. And James Mangold.
He's getting better.
Conclave, which is Peter Strahan. I don't know.
Close enough.
Yep, close enough. Who did you go for, Stice?
I'm really scared about this choice. I don't know. I have a feeling I've gone wrong here. But I've gone for Amelia Perez.
And you have gone for
I went a complete left field on this one. I went for Nickel Boys.
the Nickel Boys.
Yeah.
They would have got my vote. I don't even know what they sing. It's not even singing, it's screenplay. I'm paying attention.
He runs a review podcast, by the way.
Yeah. Keep listening. Gets better. So the winner was Conclave.
Oh, I thought that as you said it just now.
Okay.
I should have.
You silly goose.
It's all gone tits up.
Your goose is...
No points. No points. Okay, so Best Original Screenplay. So we have got The Brutalist, Brady Corbett and Mona Fassfold. A Real Pain, Jesse Eisenberg. September 5.
He's all right to work with.
Moritz Binder, Tim Felbaum, Alex David. The Substance with Coralie Fargay. And Anora, Sean Baker. Who have we gone
Thank
for,
you for doing
Ben?
that. Thank you for putting the time to say the names. That was very sweet of you. I went for Anora by Sean Baker.
Okay.
Because I think there's some very stiff competition from all of those, because all those films have been very well received. And I was like, but I've only actually seen a few of them, and I have to go with what I know. So I went for Anora. What about you, Stace?
I also went for Nora because I genuinely thought it was very well written.
Banging. You both get a point.
Yes!
Ben's on 10.
Yay!
Ben 10, that's his hero.
No!
Okay. I quite like this one. Best Animated Feature.
Yes.
So we've got Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, The Wild Robot, or Flow. So, Benji, what did you go for, mate?
So I went for Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul.
Ooh, back in the Britain.
I did back the British, because you've got to back Britain sometimes.
No.
And then I watched another of those nominated films on the night of the Oscars, and I wish I had watched it sooner, because it would have changed my mind.
Memoir of a Snail.
I watched Flow.
Oh, no, you did say... No, you said that the other day, to be fair.
Really bloody good. Stace, what did you go for?
I didn't choose Wallace and Gromit because I thought there's no way that a British film is going to be...
You hate Britain.
Is going to make it. So I went with a film that we've reviewed and we really liked together, which was The Wild Robot.
Some of us really liked it.
I totally really liked it.
Someone has no taste. Anyway.
Someone just doesn't have joy in their heart anymore.
Someone's had it all swished out and pushed into
Some
the
of
bin.
us just don't like robots, okay? Some of us have seen Terminator 2 and don't think people are heeding the warning.
Got to respect Judgment Day.
It's going on a t-shirt. I can see the good side and the bad side.
So such for the pair of you again.
Yeah, I know.
Again, no winners.
No, because...
It was Flow. So, Best International Feature. Okay. So, we've got The Girl with the Needle, Denmark. Shout out to my mum. I'm Still Here, Brazil.
Shout out to you while your mum's there.
Amelia Perez, France. The Seed of the Sacred Fig, Germany. Flo, Latvia. Who do we go for? Stacey.
It can only be, and I actually don't know who's won this, but it can only be Emilia Perez.
I always went for Emilia Perez, but I'm going to guess Flo won.
Did you go? Sorry, you went for...
I went for Emilia Perez, yeah.
And if you had a second guess, you'd go Flo?
If I had a second guess, I'd go Flo.
And you've had a third guess?
If I had a third... Girl with the fig tattoo, whatever it was called.
Go with the needle.
Harry's mum.
It was, a fourth guess.
I'm still here.
Yay!
Hey! I'm still here.
Hey.
I'm still here guessing these.
I'm still here trying to fucking win.
Emilia Perez didn't win?
No.
I am so shocked by that.
Yeah, I don't know. So no points again. It's drying up over here. All right, next up we've got Best Director. Okay, so we have got James Mangold, A Complete Unknown, Coralie Farge, The Substance, Brady Corbett, The Brutalist, Jacques Audet, Emilia Perez, or Sean Baker, Anora. Benji.
I went for Anora.
Okay, it's gone Sean Baker,
And
Anora.
I really think it was The Brutalist.
Do you think Brutalist? So what have you gone for?
My horse is saddled up. She's ready to bolt out the gate.
She's going into a building.
So you've backed Brutalist.
I have backed Brutalist Brady Corbett.
Okay. Well, good job you didn't change your mind, Ben, because you get the point.
Yes!
It was Anora.
Yes!
I mean, well deserved for Anora, I think.
Great.
Should we start booting up the PlayStation now?
Oh, I was just about to
install
Yeah.
it.
Just get it going.
Okay, so at this point, we've got 5 categories left. Ben is in a 2-point lead.
I'm going to shoot myself.
There was a very similar theme at the Game Awards where you kind of capitulated. So next up, we've got Best Supporting Actor, and we have got Yura Borisov, which is Anora, Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce, The Brutalist, Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain, or Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice. Benji, hit me with your answer,
I went
please.
for Guy Pearce and The Brutalist.
Good shout, good shout.
You
We've
backed
just
that
finished
horse.
that, and it was good.
I'm going to answer this for Stacey. She also went for Guy Pearce, The Brutalist.
She did not.
How you back this horse is weird.
I think she's just played us for fools, Ben.
I know, back it as a film as a whole, not the individual parts of it, if that makes sense. No, I've watched him ever since Home Alone. I backed Kieran Culkin.
Well, you've just secured a point back. Oh no. So, Best Supporting Actress. We have got Ariana Grande for Wicked. We have got Monica Barbaro, which is A Complete Unknown. We've got Zoe Saldana, Emilia Perez. We've got Felicity Jones, The Brutalist. Or Isabella Rossellini, Conclave. What have you gone for, Ben?
I think I'm wrong. I'm definitely wrong in this. I went for Ariana Grande in Wicked.
In Wicked.
Oh, really?
That's quite a big...
Which is a big swing, because I do remember, I haven't actually seen the film in its entirety, but every time I've seen her in like clips and such, I was like, oh, didn't know, that's Ariana Grande. She's really good in this.
I went on the basis that I thought this film would get a couple of them, even though I haven't seen it, but I went for Zoe Saldana.
Oh, Ben.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
No.
Yes, Zoe Saldana.
What?
Yay!
Oh,
Was
no.
it?
Yeah.
Are we
we're now
tied?
tied.
Oh!
So this is now getting a bit more tense, I won't
We've
lie
got
to you.
3 left, haven't we?
We have got 3 left. And the next one up is Best Actor.
Oh, for
Okay.
fuck's sake.
So we have got Timothée Chalamet, A Complete Unknown.
Shit, Timothy Creme Brulee, yes.
Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing. Ralph Fiennes, Conclave. Adrian Brody, The Brutalist. Or Sebastian Stan, The Apprentice. So Stacey, did you back your horse or did you not?
I did back my horse. I've gone for Adrian
Aidan Brody.
Aidan Brody.
Adrian Boo. I went with that guy.
Yeah, went with The Brutalist. Okay, and you went with...
I also went for Adrian Brody in The Brutalist.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, you're both correct.
Oh,
Oh, it's down to the wire.
I don't like any of this.
I'm so hot.
I'm going to throw up.
Best Actress. We have got Cynthia Erivo, Wicked. Carla Sofia Gascon, which is Emilia Perez. Demi Moore, The Substance. Mikey Madison, Anora. Or Fernanda Torres, I'm Still Here.
Okay, so I thought she was amazing when we watched and reviewed the film. I've gone with Mikey Madison.
Okay, and Benji.
Demi Moore.
And she takes the lead!
No way!
She takes the lead.
Did I?
Oh, my lord. Yeah, Mikey Madison won with Anora. So just a reminder, we've got a horrible playthrough for you, and then we've got a send to all.
We've got a job loss for me.
Got unemployment for Ben. So here we go, guys. It's the big one.
Big
Best
news.
Picture, which I imagine both of you have had it spoiled, but oh well.
Yeah.
Here goes for dramatic effect. So we've got Wicked, Anora, Substance, Complete Unknown, Nickel Boys, Conclave, I'm Still Here, Dune, Part 2, Amelia Perez.
They're just throwing everything into that, aren't
Yeah. And where's Sonic 3?
Sonic, yeah.
they? Yeah, where's Sonic 3? Where is Sonic 3, you cowards?
Yeah.
Is what I would have shouted.
Ben, because I feel there's more pressure on you, who did you pick?
Brutalist.
He's gone Brutalist, so no points. Ben has lost.
Because I know who won.
Well,
Who did you pick?
Is it just about a time? Is it just you scraped us, or have you actually put a point on me?
we've seen the film.
We've seen a lot of films.
We will review this film. I went for The Brutalist.
Well, you both know the answer. It's Anora. So no points.
I was so... Can I just take a moment, though, to say I was so pleased that Anora won.
I like to throw myself off your roof, please. I'm so glad it won, too.
Yeah.
I'm really happy it won.
I didn't think it would because everyone was buzzing about The Brutalist, which is why I backed
That's why I went with
it.
Demi Moore. I went with Demi Moore because she won the Golden Globe or something like that. I can't remember which one. She won the other one as well and the BAFTA. It's like usually if you win those two, you'll
It's a
win.
good precursor for what you're going to do, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I thought the Brutalist would like rinse it. I'm glad Anora won. What I'm not glad about is
What's about to happen?
How you feeling?
not great. Why do I keep failing at the last minute of this?
It was so last minute as well. I thought I was fucked.
I was joking. I was like, there's no way he's going to fucking fold.
No, I know, neither did I.
No.
I went into so confident.
What's worse, the chip or what you're going through now
I'm
mentally?
about to go now.
No, you joking?
Mate, this is my work.
thought this was funny.
This is my work.
Will
No, I feel
people
mean.
find this funny?
Imagine if I was like, I don't know, a landscaper, and I just had all my clients on my phone, and I just sent them that. How do you think they'd react to that?
What's the final number when you get there? What's it on the moment?
Not a many, 40.
That's quite a lot.
Thanks.
How many did you get?
You've got to
37.
copy it.
37?
All either from work or like
You said it was 40 a second ago. How's it gone down?
3 of them I took off.
Okay, so
I'm just put, hi mate, because that's usually how I start conversations.
okay, I'm just messaging you for a little bit of advice. Some people I know in the industry have actually offered me a main part in their movie.
Okay.
This could be my big break.
Have offered me a role in a film. Full stop. This could be my big break.
The film is called Knobs for R2, which is spelled...
A horror.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, we're not doing that one.
Nobs FORR2.
The film's called. Can I add something to your joke?
Yeah.
Because usually a film title wouldn't have been revealed yet, so you get a working title. So can I say the working title is like The Sucker or something?
Knobs for RT.
I don't know why I'm helping you,
Yeah.
Do it.
but I'm helping you.
Do it.
Working title, Suck.
Do you think I should take it? Question mark. And then
I think people will be coming back on that response.
Think I should take it?
And
I'll
then,
put 2 question marks just to me like,
and then you're signing off with an X.
cool.
And just
I'm
before
going to
you
put
send
cheers
it,
X because that's normally what I would do.
okay.
Okay.
Just before you send it, could you take a screenshot for us? We will see that on the socials. On that note, our lovely listeners, we're going to get on with the film review and we will check in with Ben in a special bonus episode tomorrow. So on with the review.
On with the review.
On with the review.
You can understand why my enthusiasm may not be high right now. So, let's talk about The Brutalist. Now, The Brutalist is now a 2024 Oscar-winning film. It's always nice to have a victory.
One day, Ben.
One day.
One day.
I'm going to take your scarf and I'm going to use it to wipe your tears.
Oh, okay. Glad it was tears. Directed and produced by Brady Corbett and stars now 2-time Oscar winner Adrian Brody, who you may remember from his other Oscar-winning film, Predators.
He was in Predators. Is that him?
Yeah, that's him in Predators.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, hot off the heels of The Pianist, he went, Predators, that's the next big goal. That's the next big mark. He plays a Hungarian Jewish Holocaust survivor who migrates to the United States while he struggles to achieve the American dream. He then proceeds to pretty much play the longest build mode of The Sims ever made.
Yeah, he has a sabbatical.
Love
Anyway, moving on.
Rosebud.
Yeah, okay, so on a budget of 9.6 million. How much did it make at the box office?
I'm actually not going to give it a high margin because I actually think a lot of people haven't seen this film. I don't even know if it's been on the cinema, truth be told.
It has.
I don't get how much. I'm going to go for 13 mil.
Okay, 13 mil, so it would have been just, and maybe a little bit. What about you?
I'm going to go something like 55.
42.5 million.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Bad.
Wow.
So I think, but this was apparently like a very slow growing one. Like as soon as it started to get like its awards and its nominations, more and more people started to see it.
Well, I think the biggest problem is that you can start watching this film on Wednesday and then you leave the cinema Saturday afternoon. It's a fucking long film.
Oh, we're going to get into that. Don't you worry, sunshine.
Have you got the runtime there?
Yeah, I do.
Go on.
On a runtime of 215 minutes,
Jesus Christ.
which is 3.5 hours.
Wow. With an intermission.
Yeah, that's also accounting for 15 of the minutes. So technically you're watching 200 minutes of a film.
Yeah.
Should we talk about that film, chaps?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about that film. So, we'll go in order. We'll go up until... See, we normally go up to an Act 3. We go up to, like, the twist, and then we go to Act 3, and we go into the spoilers from there. But there's not really a bit of any kind of Act 3. I know where we could go up to. We'll get up to that point. We'll get up to Italy, and then we'll say our thoughts, and we'll carry on with the
What
rest
goes
of
in
it.
Italy, it stays in Italy.
Stays very, very much in Italy.
Are we recording this pod around Europe? Because I'm all for that.
No, God, I don't want to go to Italy now.
No. Unless I see that damn marble.
Bloody good marble in it. So, we kind of open up with Laszlo arriving in the US in about 1947.
I believe it's around.
Yeah, end of the war, everyone's starting to be repatriated and all that, and of course a lot of Jewish survivors came out to the US, American dream, search for a better life, and it starts with that because you see what I thought was a really nice shot of the Statue of Liberty. That'd be when he comes out.
Sideways.
It's
Yeah, it's
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
It's really good. But you can also kind of tell, bloody hell, this film's going to be pretentious.
Yeah.
I'd say most people film it the right way up. Not this one. So
He's gone to live the American dream.
he's gone to live the American dream, and the best. So he starts in New York, gets to Pennsylvania, and then we have a long, big, like not big spiel about, but like Pennsylvania. God, the bloke really loves Pennsylvania. The guy who wrote this, Brady, he's got a real thing for it. I haven't looked up if he's from there. Maybe he is. So he meets up with his.
Is it Pennsylvania?
Do you mean
or
Philadelphia?
Yeah, that's the one. I've seen the film.
Yeah, twice.
That, yeah,
It's all right. He's not feeling his best self at the moment.
it's fine. So
It'll work out,
I'm
probably.
sure it will. I'm sure it will. You've got a space opening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We've got a bed.
Like my mum would kick me out for
Yeah.
that.
She might.
Anyway, so we get to Philadelphia. He arrives in Philadelphia to see
Do you know what they say about Philadelphia?
easy to spread.
It's the new Pennsylvania. Sorry, it's an easy shot.
Right,
It was an easy shot.
Ben's got a stress pain going on.
Right, gets to
His cousin.
his cousin, meets
Yeah.
his cousin Attila, who was also another, either was a survivor or got out before.
Yeah, he's
No.
I'm pretty
Not-
sure he's been there 8 years, so I think that means he got out as the Nazis come into power, I think.
and he
Yeah,
hid his Jewish heritage.
Yes, so he's become completely anglicised in that way. So he's now got a wife and he's Catholic. He's dropped his Jewish surname. He runs a furniture store. Said it in the wrong tone of voice there. Don't know why that's not.
Doing what all classic Americans do.
Yeah, opens the furniture store.
Rite of passage.
What do we think about the furniture? Because I thought it looked fuck ugly.
And
It was,
really
but it was-
uncomfortable.
Yeah, but it was the 40s. Everything was shit back then.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So he says, look, you can have a job here designing the furniture. This film is very much kind of, not spoiler, it is very rags to riches in a way. Does that make sense? Because obviously his room is the fucking storage closet.
Yeah, he pretty much lives in a bath.
Yeah, exactly. That would be over $1,000 rent now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prime real estate.
Everywhere he was living, that was like a hovel. I was like, God, that's worth so much money now.
I wish I was there.
I wish I was living in that instead of having Stacey's room now. So the first big, I guess, thing that happens in this is that Harry Van Buren comes in, who is the definition of someone who I'd
Yankee douchebag.
Yankee Doodle douchebag.
I hate people called Harry.
That's fair.
Never met a nice one.
No. And he asked them to do a commission for his dad, who's loves reading, absolutely loves reading. Books all over the fucking floor though.
Never see him read a book though.
No, you don't.
You don't, do you?
No, fraud. That's what I think about
If
him.
we look towards your...
And he's got a questionable moustache,
He does...
but fantastic hair.
Yeah. Start doing the library in what looks like at the start the worst refurbished job I've ever seen, because they dropped the fucking skylight. The bit they're not even meant to be doing. Because he literally looks and goes, "Oh, we can fix that, right? Yeah, if there's time though. And please focus on the library. Yeah, we'll do that." And he breaks the guttering.
I know. I actually really want to know how they fix that
It
glass.
seems to be that much big of a problem, does it? Because it seems to be fine after that.
Well, it's all like stained glass as well. That would be a
They
huge
just changed
job
it.
to fix.
They just changed it. It's a different dome.
It's a Velux now.
Yeah.
It's that plastic curvy stuff you get on top of allotments. They just smack that over it.
10 years out of that, mate. No problem.
My mate swears by this.
When the sun hits it, though, it does give off cancerous fumes.
Do you think any of the stuff he makes looks good? Stacey, I'm going to go to you first, because until the end of the film, you didn't know why it was called The Brutalist.
To be fair, I don't know why it's called The Brutalist.
There you go. No.
It's the architecture. It's brutalism.
I'm not well read on architecture, I'm afraid. I don't think brutalism architecture is for me, because it's very harsh.
What's your favourite kind of architecture? Baroque?
When they showed the finished thing of the library, I actually said to Harry, well, that's not finished. They need a nice window seat.
That's
they need
not
some cushions, some nice curtains, and a rug.
It's very stark in there.
But what I like about his architecture is the hidden elements to it. So like the thing with the library is that the books are hidden away because of the sunlight, but you can like get out the shelves. And I don't know if I'm allowed to go into this bit, but I'll say it anyway. But the building that he designs, it doesn't wow me, but what wows me is the way that the sunlight hits across and it beams down into the middle of the chapel. Like, it's the hidden elements that I quite like about it.
Yeah,
So-
I quite liked the idea of the library. He always had the curtain shut because he didn't want sun fade. And as a person who has lots of collectibles in his room and always has the curtain shut because of collectibles, I would love to have that option. So now that he's got the like wardrobe type feature, where he can just turn the doors and they all bolt open, he can have natural sunlight and without damaging the books.
And he's got the little stand, so you could put a copy of like Bubsy 3D. You could just lie back and look at it,
Admire it.
And obviously, so then we meet. So we've got Harry and then Harrison Van Buren, who's the dad, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
the same name.
Yeah.
So yeah, we meet Mr. Van Buren, who takes it very well.
Oh, yeah.
Very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that bit, but yeah, he takes it really well. In fact, he's just got like 2 Hungarian blokes in his in his library.
And a black man.
And a black guy. Yeah. He's actually more angry about that
Yeah.
than he is about the other two.
Yeah.
So yeah, that doesn't go well at all. Doesn't pay him, which is like $2,000, which I had to look as a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
Back in those days.
Also, he'd done some of it. Sure, he broke a light or two, but you know.
The guttering.
Yeah, but
The roof.
It's very small details.
Yeah.
Just picking up shards of glass.
This guy, as we established in the opening scenes, has like 5 houses on that estate.
Oh, I thought you meant Laszlo. I was like, as we've
No.
established, he sees everything upside down. Every landmark, Statue of Liberty, upside down. Empire State Building, upside down.
That's where it went wrong, yeah.
That's why all his buildings look weird, because he's looking the wrong way up. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's one moment where Guy Pearce is walking up the driveway and he's like, when he wants him back on board, and he's like, I really want to show you something. You're going to be really surprised. And I just turned to Harry and was like, he set one of his houses on fire.
I'm so wealthy. This is back in the day when you could do stupid things with your wealth as well.
Yeah.
Like you could
Buy
just
people.
marble.
Buy a boy.
buy
be
a
fine.
boy, buy a marble, buy a marble boy,
Buy a marble boy.
buy a marble boy.
His cousin's a shit.
His cousin's a dickhead.
Yeah, he fucking flakes on him immediately.
Yeah.
He believes his wife like a moron.
Idiots.
Like, oh, you made a pass at my wife. Didn't have a sit-down adult conversation.
No.
Well, it should have been like, look, mate, I'm going to brew the kettle, going to get the Tetley on the go, and we're going to sit down and hash this out.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
That was all a bit of a weird vibe between the three of them, wasn't it? And just to be serious for a moment.
Oh, God. On this podcast.
Yeah, that's right. I think what this film does really well, and we'll talk about other examples, I'm sure, is you really get a sense of his feeling of being ostracized. And that's a really important thing for the Jewish community post-war, because you assume that once they've been liberated, you know, they're out into the world, they've got their freedom, everything's fine. But actually, they struggle to find their place because they're still heavily displaced, but also heavily judged by society as well, and even by his own cousin, who's now turned Catholic.
Absolutely. And it's not like the Catholics to ever tell a lie.
No, exactly.
They're perfect.
Yeah.
I don't think they've ever done anything wrong.
Perfect in every single way.
Well, at this point, you get to know about his wife and niece as well, don't you?
Yeah.
They're still stuck.
It's very bookending of that, because there's a lot of... I think as well they do that to show how the passage of time has happened as well.
Yeah.
To be like she survived... And it's like, I need to get you across, but you're still stuck in Europe. I'm over here.
Yeah.
And there's lots of hookers here, and I fucking love hookers. He does.
Can't blame him for that. It's the first thing I would have done as well. You've been on a bloke with a lot of semen for a long time.
Got to question the doctors as well. So he gets his face busted up, and as pain relief, they're like, paracetamol, heroin, absolutely.
Let's do heroin. Sign me up.
And the doctors kind of get him a little bit addicted to heroin.
They're a little bit addicted. There are no adverse effects to this medication that I can see.
No, once we get to the spoiler bit, we see it actually does something really cool.
It does.
So he falls a bit on hard times because literally cousin kicks him out and starts doing shoveling coal and all that sort of stuff. Still has a job though. Which,
yeah, and he's in a hostel. Looks like a
little hostel with Gordon. Gordon, his mate, my mate Gordon,
and his boy,
Gordon Jr.
Yeah. He's doing real manual work, and he looks like a state basically.
Yeah, it's a good beard though. And then who turns up again? But Mr. Van Buren, who says, "Look, sorry about the whole outburst. Didn't mean it. Love the library. It's in a photo. Come work for me again."
I love how he's like, "Why didn't you stand up to me?" And and you're like, "I don't know where I am with you." Like, you're shouting at me.
She was shouting at me.
Like, are you serious?
He brings him back on board. Says, I want to introduce you to some rich and powerful people. We have a little dinner, don't they?
Yeah.
And then
meets.
Yeah, and they get on really, really well on an intellectual level, so he claims. He decides to let him design a building because he's a fan of his other works.
Because he's found all his clippings of his old work and he's a big fan, and he's like, I want you to make this project. It's basically like a community centre, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it has it all.
On his spare field on the back of his house.
Yeah, next to his ninth house.
Yeah.
The one that didn't burn down yet.
Genius.
Next to the golf course.
Absolutely.
I think this is a very slight hint at where this is going to go, because he's asking him to build a church, knowing full well that he's a practicing Jewish man.
Does that matter though?
No, but I said to you, like, oh, that's a bit rough. Everything he's gone through, and now he's deciding.
He's not forcing him to go to church. Do you know what I mean? He's just asking him to build one for other people.
No, but it's just a little poke at him feeling, not part of things.
Yeah.
But it's also really nice to see Laszlo in his element in this bit, right? He's excited about the project. He's doing something again. And after you've seen him really down and out, I think that's a really nice thing. Like I fell a bit in love with him at that moment, I think.
And he's a top guy because not only does he get excited and go on the job, he brings on Gordon on board.
You were so happy about that.
Yeah, because I kind of thought he was just going to leave him behind. But no, he takes him everywhere.
Yeah.
So in the meeting, one of the guys, he's a lawyer. They represent the vice president. And basically, they're going to, work their magic and get the wife and the niece over.
Yeah, because he's got contacts.
He's got big dick energy.
He's got huge. That's what they said in the film as well. So you've got big dick energy. I know big dicks, and you've got one. Stand up. Let's look at this big dick. 2.
Is it?
Yeah. So part 2, the hardcore of beauty, I think it's called. Because this is that sort of film which has titles for its acts.
Family come back.
Yes. Yeah, that's how it opens. Mm-hmm. It opens with niece and his wife come back. Wife is a little bit different.
And she didn't tell him. That's cool. I've got a surprise for you. And he's like, so have I. I love heroin.
I can't.
And prostitutes.
I love ramps.
You love building ramps. And I love using ramps.
Together, we got something here.
The niece can't speak either. She's a bit
She can.
traumatized.
can.
She chooses not to because she's a bit traumatized. One of the weirdest scenes is when him and his wife are back in bed together again, and she just leans over to him and she's like, I know what you've been doing. I know you've been with prostitutes. I was there. Also, she's talking about how they're living a new life and she escaped death. Also, giving him a lovely wank.
We've all been there.
Whilst he's going,
And he's
no, and crying.
Yeah.
It's kind of implies well that she doesn't like them immediately. Like, she doesn't like the family. She doesn't like the life that he has. It's all very...
They kind of treat him like a pet.
Yes, they do.
He's a project. He's toys. He's new. He can make stuff. It's cool.
Yeah.
And kind of, he's in their pocket because he has saved him. He saved him from doing his coal digging. Do you know what I mean? He now lives a cushy
Feels like he
life.
owes him.
Yeah.
And so he's never escaping this, like, you are your second best guy.
It's kind of like it's kind of like a weird prison, and he even kind of implies that as well. It's just like, money's not an object. I'm just going to do this thing and build it, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get on well with his colleagues.
No, well, like, it's almost like the dad has one vision and he's like, yeah, we'll make anything happen. I really believe in you. And everyone else is like, no, it's too expensive.
His kids are like, come on, mate.
Yeah.
Well, some of the cost parts are their fault. Like, Laszlo was like, yeah, we'll just use concrete. It's cheap as fuck.
Yeah.
That's a quote. And the other guy's like, no, we want to use marble. And he's
It's
like,
expensive as fuck.
that's expensive. We went to Wickes the other day. We was like on a countertop. Almost bankrupted us.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, cracks start forming between...
Not in the foundations.
No, that thing is solid. That's never going anywhere.
Only the foundations of their
To
relationship.
be fair, that is the one architect joke I've found in the entire internet. So yeah, we've done that now.
Thanks,
Done.
mate.
There's a lot of like cracks starting to appear, etc., and you know, the son says to him after they break up, like, we tolerate you. Like, we don't like you, we just tolerate you. And then I'm pretty sure...
I didn't like that scene, whole scene.
Yeah.
The way he spoke to Laszlo like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I think he raped his niece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's implied. You do start to see, like, these people maybe aren't the nicest bunch. Apart the daughter's all
The
right.
daughter's lovely.
The daughter's quite nice, who I actually thought was going to be the worst person because she hadn't spoken a lot at that point.
So the son is a bit of a bastard.
Yeah.
And then he gets kicked off the project, basically.
Yes, because there is the train crash. The train crash happens. Do you remember that bit?
Yeah.
That wasn't completely clear to me
No.
when that happened.
No.
You see a brief puff of red
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're like, well, what was that? And it's then explained to you, but it wasn't clear.
Modern day, if that had happened again and two people were in the hospital, not dead, just the hospital, you'd be like,
That's a half day off.
yeah, that's not really a big deal.
I'm really sorry to hear about your accident, but when do you think that you'll be able to come back
Do
to
you think
work?
it'll be available tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm very sorry.
Or I might have to replace you.
And he just goes, whoa, shut the whole bloody thing down. Shut the whole thing down, go home. Everyone goes home. And then kicks Laszlo off the project. It's not really your fault though, is it? He's just like, oh yeah, no, well, I'll let you stay here until you get on your feet. And then, but after that, you're gone.
Yeah, I think it's just a stereotypical... He's two rich white guys and he's just doesn't give a fuck. It's literally a project for him. He could drop it at a moment's notice and do something else.
Yeah, they even saying that. It's like refurbishing the kitchen for him. Like, he'll just come and go.
Yeah, she hits the nail on the head.
But also, like...
Which is something that they didn't do in the kitchen refurbishment.
Just why it all fell apart.
Absolutely.
But also, it would be so embarrassing. You've got this half-built, like, quarry.
That's his concern, not the two people in hospital. Oh, don't look at that building. Ooh.
Can't even close the curtains anymore in my library because I got rid of them.
Look, he can buy their families off, that's fine.
We obviously go forward a year or two.
His niece decides to go back to Israel.
Yeah, so
And also decides she can talk.
Yeah,
that came out of nowhere,
Nowhere.
really. So, but then also Laszlo is also quite down.
He's working as a generic architect.
Generic.
He's in the hallway of other architects, isn't he?
Yeah, but I was quite pleasantly surprised to see that because up until his family come and the last time he was out of work, he was like just doing shit manual work and taking a lot of heroin.
And only one of those things has changed.
Yeah.
I know I sit down for my job, but I still take a lot of heroin. But he comes in with news, doesn't he? Because the project's reopened, or
The insurance has been paid.
Insurance has been paid,
Yeah.
so that way the project, he's like, oh, I can't keep looking at this hill any longer.
It's so embarrassing.
I've burnt all my other houses, I've got nothing left.
As if they needed to wait for the insurance money before they could get going again.
There is a little thing that's like, this would never happen. First thing they decide they want to go and do is get some marble.
Oh,
For
do
the marble
they?
boy.
Oh, don't they? Just a lot of marble.
Sexy marble.
Sexy, sexy marble. And I think that's where we said we were going to leave it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So before we get into our thoughts, as is the style of the Brutalist, if I can have a 1 minute intermission, please. Wow, what a great intermission that was, guys. So N.a.N approval before we go into like the last bit of this. Stacey, what did you think of this film?
I really like this film. I think parts of it are very artsy and pretentious. It is a slow burn, but in the second act, I was just completely hooked. I fell in love with the characters, and I was just fascinated to see how it would play out. So, yeah, I'm going to give it N.a.N approval.
You're going to give it N.a.N approval for the Brutalist?
Yeah.
And what did you think of it?
So, I think it was amazingly acted.
It's very, yeah. There is
He's so good, right?
So good.
I didn't realise how good he was.
the guy
Like,
from Predators.
yeah. Yeah, if someone had told me he was like from, was it Hungary? Yeah, I'd have just been like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was brilliant. I can see why he won the Oscar.
Yeah. Can you
Well
see
deserved. I would N.a.N approve it straight out the bat. I would. It's a great film. I think the only thing you'd have to say is if you did recommend it to someone, you have to warn them about the length.
Yeah.
Because it is a very long film. Even if you cut and fast forward the 15-minute intermission, it is still rocking up at a 3-hour film.
Yeah.
I think I know Ben's opinion on this,
Yeah.
but I think you would approve it.
I do approve it, yeah. But again, the caveat of like, you've got to go in the sort of knowing what it is. Like, I would say try and watch the trailer and see if it's your vibe, because I could recommend to people who like films and watch a lot of them. Could I recommend it to like the average person? No.
Yeah.
I think
But we
average-
had no idea, me and Stace, when we were recording last time for Captain America coming soon, you were like, oh yeah, it's a 3.5 hour long film. And we were like, sorry, what did you say?
with a 15-minute intermission.
Yeah. We thought you were joking about the intermission.
No.
Yeah.
They reduced it to 60 seconds in the home release. Thank God.
So you approve it.
I do approve it, yeah. I think it is a very scarfy film, but it's a good scarfy film. So, spoiler alert. Italy, awful place to go. Do not go into a marble wine with Guy Pearce.
That went from bad to worse, like, because firstly, he's at a party, like, handsy with some other woman, and I was like, your wife has come back, and you've had this thing where you're gonna
Yeah,
just
but she
kind
can't
of
walk.
forget about the prostitutes and stuff, fine, but, like, don't keep doing it. She's there
He
now.
doesn't technically, though. He does walk away.
He does walk away.
After
but
a little bit of prompting.
He walks away to go and do some heroin.
I mean,
He's true love of
what
the
would
film.
you have rather have had, Stacey? Him cheat or him do heroin? You can't have both.
Tough call, Ben. Tough call. And you were here when we were watching that bit, and he's like finds him, and he just starts undoing his belt, and I was literally like, "Oh no!"
So I saw this, then came over and watched it the last half with you again, because you guys obviously were finishing off.
Because you loved it.
And you were like, oh God, he's about to cheat. Oh no, this can't get any worse. And I was like, oh, just wait about 5 minutes, mate. It's about to get a whole lot worse.
I think you have to respect how quick Guy Pearce could get it up, though.
And finish.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was so shocked. So shocked.
That does come out of nowhere, though, doesn't it? But I suppose it's one of those things that, like, oh, if you look through the whole of the film, you can see it's implied and this sort of. I think it is implied that he's done it to his son.
I agree.
This scene makes me reflect back on the earlier scene we were talking about when he's treating him as a pet and he's throwing the coin at him and stuff. Because originally,
I forgot about that.
You think that that's, again, because of the whole Jewish thing and he's, treating him differently, blah, blah, blah. But I actually think now that it's a power play because he wants to be, because he's a predator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And also, when they're tallying up the real cost of this project, I like to think that he's like, right, well, the concrete cost like X amount. There was also the bumming that happened. And then the marble itself, the what? No, anyway, the marble.
Moving on.
So that building cost one bumming. How much do you reckon the shard cost?
Oh, God, untold amounts, mate.
You reckon?
Oh, yeah, it's in the foundations.
But he goes back to work for him, amazingly.
I think as well, because I think it goes into I want to see this finished. And we get the reason why he wants to finish it as well, kind of at the end.
Were you kind of like, do you remember?
Yeah, it's very much implied he doesn't. Well, it's implied he doesn't. He does remember it. Because,
and then we find out he doesn't.
Yeah, because his wife, he goes a bit like doolally at a lot of people who are doing the worst chin-ups I've ever seen in my life. Goes back home and then his wife's in pain still. She's still trying to recover. can't find a medicine, so of course, well, I mean, we said it in the film, the only other logical thing you would do if your missus was in pain...
Get them addicted to heroin.
Get the heroin.
Yeah, but we can't poo-poo this because it cured her...
She starts to walk.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the passage of time. I think it's implied the heroin did it.
Yeah.
That's why he's a great architect.
So I don't see any issues.
No.
So, obviously, she confronts Guy Pearce.
Yeah, that's immediately the next scene after that.
You're a rapist.
Yeah.
And he disappears. So I think it's implied that he hung himself or something.
So there is a bit of trivia around this because it's left deliberately open-ended.
Mm-hmm.
But there is... The director has said, like, in one of the original drafts, he drowned himself in the fountain. But he didn't want to show... She didn't want to show it because he was like, it's better to leave it ambiguous. But he did add a little bit in, which is the shot of the cross. Because obviously it flips upside down at the top because of symbolism.
Yeah, that's why I thought he'd killed himself.
I'll take my scarf back. And then, that's pretty much how almost the film ends. Just ends with that sort of upside down cross shot. And I thought if it ended there, I'd be like, oh, okay, fine. But no, we get an epilogue 20 years later. Guys, so we've gone from 1947 all the way to 1980 now. And the 1980s bit is kind of a retrospective of Laszlo's work because it's implied, it says that got finished eventually. He did a load of other sites, and he's quite an accomplished architect again. It is his niece that gets him in.
It's the silent niece.
Yeah. The silent niece. So I wish they hadn't introduced her like that.
And you see her kids, and whoever they got to act as her kids, they look so much like.
I thought it was the
same
actress. I love the epilogue so much because bringing it back to the symbolism, that for me almost makes the film like one of his architecture works. Because that's when you understand everything that went into the building that he designed. And we didn't know all this. It was a homage to his wife. And the rooms were designed to reflect his time in, his Holocaust camp and things like that. And for me, that reveal at the end is like the reveal on his buildings. You get a little thing at the end, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's why it meant so much to him. I get it now.
Yeah, because he's been very uncompromising throughout the entire thing of just you can't put 3 feet here and 4 feet there. It's got to be exactly these dimensions.
And that just made me appreciate the whole thing.
Which is nice from an architecture point of view. It's the same. It's very cramped cells, but there's a very high ceiling, so you can always look up and see the sky, which I thought was very sweet. And I said, cut to black. Yeah.
What trivia you got for us?
And that was the Brutalist 4.5 hours later. Not a ton of trivia, weirdly about this. One of the big things that came out of this was that people loved it, and as always, architecture students hated it.
It's not like that.
Exactly that. It's like, oh!
It's called a fucking film.
Literally,
get over it.
It's called a film. And I like some architecture. I'm not going to say I'm a student of it or anything like that. I like a building. And I'm like, bloody hell, that's like 8 bummings tall.
That's the new metric.
That's the metric.
Yeah, that's going to stick.
That's the metric we're doing, and we're sticking with it.
Can I ask you a question that you may or may not know the answer to?
Of course you can.
The actual buildings, so the one that they were working on with the chapel and everything like that, was that actually constructed?
So there is no actual Brutalist building like that. That's not a real building.
Was it CGI?
No, I thought it was, but it's actually it's a scale model for a lot of it.
A bigature.
Yeah,
a big miniature.
So it's a bigature.
Oh, wow.
So it's bigature in a lot of parts, and then they constructed certain bits of it, i.e. the big dome area and all that. But no, it's a full building. It was never built fully.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, because I didn't know that. So how long do you think this took to film?
I actually don't think it would have taken that long.
So it was also
3 months.
It was also all shot in Budapest. It was made in 34 days.
Wow.
It took a month.
That's amazing.
It is mad how quick that is done. One of the fun bits trivia I like, because it's a bit technical, is this film was done in VistaVision. And VistaVision, because it says at the beginning, is where you'll film camera, because it was all shot on film, for the most part, apart from one bit, because it goes digital. So obviously film camera goes up to down. That was a better way of describing it, probably. It goes from it's going through the camera, it goes up and down.
Yeah.
And obviously you burn the image onto it, but VistaVision is flipped the other way. So it's left to right.
Okay.
And because it goes that way, you get much, much wider shots. Which is why there's so many massive, massive wides in the shot where you can see a lot of things, because the film, and it's developed in the...
Is that like what someone like Nolan would do? He likes those sort of
that.
shots.
So it's 70mm,
yeah,
right to left, which was invented in the 50s, and they wanted to use it because they were like, well, it's set in the 50s, so I wanted to use the same technique. So that's a nice little technical detail, and probably Nolan's going to be like, oh, that's amazing. That's an impression of Christopher Nolan, how I imagine.
You absolutely fucking nailed it.
I know, you'd think he would have been in the room by then. It's like, God, Lieutenant. Oh, I'm here, but I've already been here as well before. I don't know what to do with hands. Oh, but yeah, well, we built all that up, haven't we? Time to knock it all down. Stacey, would you like to read us out?
We've been Nerds Against Normality. Thanks for listening. Catch all of our latest episodes every Wednesday wherever you get your podcast from. Please follow, rate, like us on social media for more exclusive content. And if you have a question, something you want us to review, or a great story from your week, we've got a new email address. Please email us at nanpodcast@outlook.com.
One last thing to note, which I think is important. There will be a separate episode being released very shortly after this with all of Ben's responses from his message. Stay tuned to find out what they are.
Bollocks.
Thank you, bye!
Goodbye.
Bye.